Ever watch a classic action flick and wonder, could that guy really handle himself if the fight were real? Some screen legends didn't just act tough, they carried genuine scars, combat medals, and broken bones onto the soundstage. Their backstories read like survival manuals: chain gangs, bombing raids, prison yards, street brawls. By the time the cameras rolled, these men had already auditioned for life or death and passed. Tonight, you'll meet 10 icons whose toughness was no costume. One name in particular will upend every tough guy list you've ever seen. Ready? Let's step behind the facade and into the fire. Robert Mitchum. Nobody slept more soundly on camera than Mitchum, but nobody's past was more nightmarish. Teen drifter during the Great Depression, Mitchum rode empty freight cars cross-country, dodging vagrancy cops and starvation. At 16, he landed on a Georgia chain gang, ball and chain, striped uniform, sun beating down. Escape? He nearly pulled it off before they dragged him back, bruised, hungry, harder. Boxing for food money gave his nose its permanent bend. Coal mining scarred his lungs. By Hollywood's golden era, he appeared half asleep because after you've tunneled coal at sunrise, memorizing lines is a nap. Arrested for marijuana in '48, Mitchum treated jail like a weekend retreat, returning to set unfazed. He once said he had two acting styles, with or without a horse. Translation: this is me. Take it or leave. Mitchum's calm menace cracked the door, but the next man stepped through swinging. Charles Bronson. If you grew up splitting coal at age 10, you don't fear movie critics. You barely fear bullets. Born Charles Bukinski, 11th of 15 children in Pennsylvania's poverty-stricken mining country, he spent childhood underground, hacking anthracite in choking dust. World War II offered no rescue. Bronson became a B-29 tail gunner, bracing for flak over Japan. He was hit, earned a Purple Heart, and came home to onion fields, dish pits, and bare-knuckle boxing rings. When Hollywood finally called, he didn't even want stardom, just steady wages. Directors discovered his punches were surgeon-precise. One take, no reset. After Death Wish, rumors said real-life mobsters threatened him. Bronson shrugged. I've lived too long to be scared now. John Wayne. He carried the image of frontier invincibility because off-screen he survived ordeals modern stunt doubles wouldn't touch. Before John Wayne existed, Marion Morrison worked USC's football fields. A surfing accident ended that dream. Hollywood props departments paid pennies, but he hauled sandbags anyway. Performing horse falls for westerns, he cracked ribs, taped them up, and kept riding. In 1964, surgeons removed a lung and 4 ribs. Cancer. Within months, he was back wielding rifles in The Sons of Katie Elder. Then came The Conqueror, shot downwind from a nuclear test site. Cast members developed cancers for decades. Wayne filmed every explosive stunt, never asked for body doubles. When a director offered one, he growled, "Either I do this or you hire somebody else." James Cagney. Don't let the tap dance fool you. Behind those lightning feet was a street fighter who never missed. Manhattan's Lower East Side in the 1910s wasn't jazz hands. It was fists and switchblades. Cagney boxed not for trophies but lunch money. Later, dance training refined his timing. Every punch a choreographed explosion. Co-star stories. If Cagney landed a staged hit, extras felt authentic knuckle. Off camera, he preferred calm, but the calm of a coiled spring. Bob Hope joked, Jimmy would sock you, help you up, then buy the drink. Size didn't matter when every move was economy of violence. Anthony Quinn. Revolution's refugee, ring fighter, log carrier, cliff climber. Quinn treated film sets like construction sites. Born during the Mexican Revolution, Quinn fled gunfire to East LA's barrios. By 9, he slung meat in butcher shops. By teens, he boxed professionally, nose flattening with each payday. Acting found him, but manual labor never left. On Zorba, the Greek beaches, he lugged full tree trunks others moved with cranes. At 46, scaling sea cliffs in The Guns of Navarone, he refused harnesses. Insurance? I'm cheaper than rope. Strength matched by vulnerability. He could cry on cue without surrendering menace, making audiences believe both. Kirk Douglas. Poverty. Warships, gladiator wounds, helicopter crashes, strokes. Each tried to bench him. None succeeded. Born Isha Danielovich to ragpicker parents, Douglas wrestled his way into college. World War II. Navy submarine chaser duty. Injured. Discharged. In Spartacus, he demanded real sparring, taking metal shields to the face. At 72, his helicopter collided with a plane. 2 died. He lived. 3 years later, a stroke stole his speech. Douglas battled through therapy, rewired his tongue, and returned to public speaking. Toughness isn't a decade. It's a lifetime sprint against entropy. Lee Marvin. Some actors research violence. Marvin had it stitched into his spine by a Japanese machine gun. Pacific Theater, World War II. Marvin stormed Saipan, caught bullets across his lower back, severed sciatic nerve. Discharged with a Purple Heart, he limped straight into acting. Directors noticed he moved like a predator conserving energy. No flourish, only finality. Location bars learned the hard way. In Oregon, loggers challenged him. Next dawn, he was on set, knuckles split, costume hiding purple bruises. Crew swore his silence carried more threat than any shouted line. Steve McQueen. Take one abandoned kid, add reform schools, Marines, and an engine. Outroars the most fearless man in 1960s cinema. McQueen saved 5 Marines from a sinking tank during Arctic training. Stripes revoked for insubordination, yet heroism stamped in steel. In Hollywood, he performed nearly every stunt, barreling motorcycle fences in The Great Escape, racing real Le Mans cars in Le Mans. Studio lawyers wept. McQueen revved harder, racing Sebring 70 with a broken foot in a cast. He finished second overall. Threatened by the Manson family hit list, he simply holstered a .44 Magnum at parties. Cool isn't leather jackets, it's total absence of fear. Charlton Heston. When a prophet lifts stone tablets, you assume they're foam. Heston made sure they weren't. World War II, aerial gunner, post-war actor with the discipline of a drill sergeant. On the 10 Commandments, he hoisted real granite replicas take after take. During Greatest Story Ever, told a violent shoulder tear occurred. He wrapped it at lunch and finished the crucifixion scene by dusk. Years later, same Utah radiation site that doomed Wayne contributed to Heston's cancer. Surgeons removed a lung. He returned to horseback roles, refusing oxygen masks between takes. When exhaustion loomed, he answered, "Audience paid for authenticity." Audie Murphy. He looked like a choir boy until you read his Medal of Honor citation. Raised sharecrop poor, Murphy lied about his age to enlist at 17. France, 1945, he mounted a burning tank destroyer, single-handedly held off 200 Germans, called artillery on his own position, then led a countercharge. By 21, he'd earned every U.S. combat decoration plus foreign honors, 28 total. Hollywood found him photogenic. He found Hollywood surreal. In To Hell and Back, producers softened his feats. They seemed impossible. Offset, he wrestled PTSD demons, sleeping with a loaded pistol. Once, a pushy businessman wouldn't back off. Witnesses saw Murphy's expression change, and suddenly the man apologized, trembling. Audie never bragged. Real killers seldom do. His presence on film is a calm that whispers, "I've already survived the worst. Pretend bullets don't impress me." Honorable mention, Danny Trejo, modern era. Footnote, San Quentin boxing champion, knife fight survivor, heroin recovery mentor. Found acting while coaching a troubled teen on a set, walked off with the role and an industry trembling at the real scars on his face. Strip away studio spotlights and toughness isn't catchphrases or perfect punches. It's chain gang dust in the lungs, coal soot in childhood pores, shrapnel beneath tuxedo linen. These 10 men didn't audition for toughness. Life cast them without permission. Their legends remind us that charisma can be rehearsed, but resilience must be earned. Maybe next time a CGI brawl fills the screen, you'll picture Mitchum's prison stripes, Bronson's bomber hatch, Murphy on that flaming turret, and know the difference between acting tough and being tough. If you're up for another untold story, just click the screen and jump in.